Hi everyone, my name is Julie Freeman and I'm a Plexus ambassador. I decided to put this video together because I was watching a lot of other Plexus videos and thought, hey, why not me? So I want to start off by saying that anything that I talk about or say that these products have helped me with any supplements, there are not FDA approved, and Plexus doesn't say that they treat or cure or anything like that. So I just want to make sure that we always put those disclaimers out there. But I'll tell you a little bit about my background and how I got involved with Plexus. But years and years and years ago, I always thought I would be a nurse. That's what I went to school for. Changed my mind kind of through that and went into the business world. But healthcare was always very, very important to me, and I actually work in healthcare. I just work in the corporate side of things, actually in human resources. And it's always been very important. Part of my job is always working with employees, making sure they've got the best benefits for them, health and wellness programs, those types of things. So that's always been really important to me. And then I love the science behind everything. So even, whatever type of medicine or supplement or vitamin or whatever it is, I'm always digging in to find the science behind it. About 16 months ago, my sister was diagnosed with cancer. And so through lots and lots of chemotherapy and lots of radiation, she lost her battle about 6 weeks ago. And a good portion of that time, while sitting in doctor's appointments and hospitals and hospice and all the things that we went through, really, I had a lot of time to read and do a lot of research, and just made me more and more inquisitive, I guess, about my own personal health. I lost my mom when I was 2 years old to cancer, lots and lots of family members, and health has always been very important to me. A good diet, I exercise. So those are things that have always been important, and to make sure that I take care of myself. But just really during that period of sitting through all these appointments with her, and knowing that she went a good portion of her life, she's a very extremely educated person, but just didn't take care of herself. She was a single mom, and a fantastic mom, took care of my niece, and was a teacher herself, and just didn't take care of herself. And so over the past 15, 16 months, part of the time while I was reading that, I was doing a lot of research on a lot of different things, not even knowing about Plexus at this point. But I kept coming back to a lot of things about gut health and how important it is, if your gut is healthy, that you are healthy. And I've had ulcers since I was a teenager. I have constantly had problems with my stomach. In fact, when I was, 24, I thought I was having a heart attack, and it was actually when I was diagnosed with acid reflux. So I was put on, now you can buy a lot of acid reflux medicines at Walgreens or wherever, but at the time I was put on a prescription, and it helped. But whenever I got really stressed out or ate the wrong things, I really had a lot of problems with it. And so I stayed on that medication for a long time, actually, until I got pregnant with my son, and of course didn't want to take anything that was unnecessary if I didn't have to, so I went off of it. I was actually one of those crazy lucky women while I was pregnant that I had zero heartburn, so I was able to actually come off of everything during that time. And only after he was born, and I would find myself really stressed out about certain things, or again eat the wrong things, would I find that I had problems again. But still, bloated. Certain things as I started getting older started bothering me. I wasn't gluten intolerant, but certain things, if I would eat them, like a Triscuit, absolutely set my acid reflux off. But yet I could eat a saltine cracker and that would be fine. So, I mean, just some really weird things that would bother me. But then several years ago, I my back kind of looked like spotted, like I was a leopard. And I went to a dermatologist, and I have a yeast that lives on my skin, out on the surface of my skin, and it's called tinea versicolor. No real reason why you get it. Nobody else in my house has it. My husband, my son. I mean, we are all around. We, it's not, I guess, contagious. But it is a fungus that lives on the skin. Some doctors might even put it in there with I don't know why you get it, how you get it, but bottom line is the only way to get rid of it is either no sugar at all, and that doesn't even guarantee that it'll kill it, but antifungals. And so you can start off by trying to, different soaps and that type of thing. Never seem to work. So usually 2 or 3 times a year, I would be put on an oral antifungal. And it was usually 7 days. And I felt absolutely horrible the whole entire time I was on it. But once it came off, it would get better. And of course, like with skin, it gets better, but the skin still has to slough off. So it would still, be several weeks before I would actually even see any improvement. I live in the South, so it is hot and humid in the summer, and that always makes it worse. But no real reason how to get rid of it. So I started thinking, okay, reading a lot about candida overgrowth and those types of things. That had been going on for years. Then several years ago, actually when I was in high school, I dislocated my shoulders. That was fine, never had any problems. Several years ago, I developed frozen shoulder in my right shoulder, and no reason why. There was no injury. There was nothing. But with frozen shoulder, predominantly happens with women, generally older than what I am, but there's 3 phases. There's freezing, frozen, and thawing. It lasts anywhere from about 18 to 24 months. The first 9 to 12 months is extremely painful. And I mean, I'm talking to the point where, to wash your hair, you have to pull your head over here because you can't raise your arm up any more than this. My orthopedic told me at that time, yes, there's surgery that we can do. We don't find that it does a whole lot of good. Pretty much you're going to have to just deal with it, go through physical therapy. And oh, by the way, if it happens in your right one, there's a good tendency that it's going to happen in the left one eventually at some point, and it may happen over and over again. No reason why. That doctor actually said that some doctors are kind of looking at that as almost an autoimmune, but it's never been classified as that. So I guess that was almost 4 years ago with my right one. About 2 years ago, 18 months ago, the left one started the same thing. I knew exactly when it started, what it was starting with, went through the same typical CTs, MRIs, x-rays, physical therapy, all the things that I knew weren't going to help it. And so it is finally better. There's still a little pain with it, but it is finally better. So all this to say is I started just digging further and further into things, and thinking, okay, if that's autoimmune, or could be, and I've got this yeast that grows on my skin that's candida overgrowth, how does all of this stuff fit together? How does that work with my health? I mean, I am pretty energetic. I, work full time. I have a extremely active 15-year-old son that plays basketball pretty much year round. just a busy family life. And so I was fortunate that, typical tired, but not, crazy tired. So I started reading a lot of things about body ecology and how the body is made, and gut health, and started reading a lot of things on how fermented foods can really help. And so, I was eating all the sauerkraut I could possibly eat, kefir, kombucha, just all those types of things. And those to me are very hard to eat. Then if you have acid reflux or some issues with that, it can make that better, just like weird enough apple cider vinegar can make your acid reflux better. But it takes a lot. And so, I was looking at supplements and vitamins and all the different things just to make myself healthier. So, a good friend of who was on, or I call her a good friend now, I know her better now. Actually, she was my son's girlfriend's stepmother. And so she's a Plexus Ruby ambassador now. But I started looking, her name is Christy Barkley, and I started looking at different posts that she was making about Plexus. I had heard about Plexus. In my mind, Plexus, what their product was called Slim, and it was for weight loss. And that wasn't something that I was very interested in. Yes, could everybody, maybe use to lose 5 pounds, 3 pounds, 8 pounds, whatever. But that wasn't anything that I ever really struggled with. I'm active. I work out. I eat pretty well. So it wasn't something that I was like, oh, another weight loss thing that I need to try. But then I started reading some of her other posts and seeing some other things that people were posting about just all different things, whether it was PCOS or lupus or anxiety or depression. And the word gut health kept coming around again and again and again. And I started thinking, wait a minute, I've been reading about gut health for a long time now. How does this come into play? And so I started doing my research. And yes, Plexus is a multi-level marketing. That's how people make money. But that wasn't what I was into it for. I wanted it from a health perspective. And that is what I quickly found out, was that Plexus is a health and wellness company. It's not a weight loss company. And so I finally decided I was going to take the leap and go ahead and try some of their products. I have for years been, whether it was essential oils or different things, very much a believer of, if I'm going to use it, I'm going to try to get the best price possible. And if that means I have to join something in order to get the best price, then okay, that's what I'll do. So I went ahead and joined just so that I could get it wholesale. That was my whole reason for joining, was not to build a team, was not to do any of those things. So I joined, and the first products that I got were what they call the Triplex, which is the Plexus Slim. Again, I thought it was all about that it was a weight loss drink. It's not. Can it help you ultimately lose some weight? Absolutely, but that's not what it's geared for. Pretty much what this is a prebiotic drink. And I've got a lot of facts and different things that are written down about it, so forgive me if I glance down every now and then, but I'm just going to kind of go run through the products. I may do another one because I really love science, and there's so many different YouTube videos on the actual science about things that I may do that at another time, but this being my first one, I'll hit those later. But this is the first product of the Triplex. The second is the BioCleanse. Do not let the word cleanse scare you, because a lot of people hear that and they think I'm not going to be able to leave my house for the fact that I'm going to be using the restroom all the time. That's just the name of the product. But yes, does it help cleanse the toxins out of your system? Yes. Can I leave my house? Absolutely. And the third of the triplex is the Probio 5, and that's the probiotic. And so these three things are what they call the triplex. And, they are three incredible products. They are going to put you through some detox. Mine lasted about 10 days, week to 10 days. When I first started, and there's a way that you can stair step into all three of those. You don't start all three of those on day one. No, don't do that. You will be miserable. There is a stair step into it and how you take the products. And the first week I was like, whoo, I am not going to detox at all. This is fantastic. Week 2, detox started. I did not have headaches. Some people have headaches. I bloated. My stomach, one day I thought I looked like I'm 4 or 5 months pregnant. I had a lot of stomach bloat. Cravings. Part of it helps you get rid of your sugar cravings, which it did, because I love sugar, but it helped me get rid of that. But I was hungry, and I've always been a bad person of not eating a whole lot during the day and then eating at night. But I was hungrier during the day, which necessarily wasn't a bad thing, because then I wasn't so crazy hungry at night. So maybe a little bit moody during the detox. Honestly, did not feel great during those 10 days. But then came out of the other side of it. So I may do another video, now that I'm thinking about it, just on the detox side of things, because there are several things you can do to help with that. One of the biggest things with Plexus is drinking water. Water, 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 water. You should always drink lots and lots. In fact, if you take your body weight, divide that in half, whatever that number is how many ounces of water you should be drinking every single day. So, if you weigh 120 pounds, you should be drinking 60 ounces of water. If you are exercising on top of that, then you're going to add more water, because you are sweating out water. Another thing that helped with the detox, even if I didn't feel like it, I got up and I worked out anyway. There were a couple days that I'm just like, all right, it's just not happening today. But for the most part, if I worked out, I did feel better. I'm going to show you real quickly a few of the other products that I added in, and then I'll shut this first little video down. The next one I added was the Mega X. This is your omega oils. I have bought and spent so much money over the years on different omegas, from lots of different companies, some of which are multi-level companies, some that came from Whole Foods, some that came from other health food companies. I have never found an omega or omegas that are better than this. They are plant-based. So if you are someone that does not like to burp fish oil, these are incredible. And what I have found interesting with these is I am not a good sleeper. I go to sleep fine, but I do not stay asleep. Since I've started taking these, I'm sleeping so much better. I think it may be a combination of everything. But interesting with these, it's actually recommended for you to take them at night, because a lot of people find that they get relaxed and it helps them sleep. The first few days that I took it, I didn't know that. And after I was taking them, I was getting sleepy. So I think that there is something behind that. But I'm going to dig into a little bit more of the research on that. The next thing, X Factor Plus, vitamins. By far the best vitamins I have ever taken. And I've taken a lot. I probably still have a cabinet full of vitamins that I actually need to get rid of. I have my family on these as well. It's in a capsule and it does not have any flavor. And I'm amazed at how these make me feel, how good they make me feel. And then the last thing that I added was the Vital Biome. This is an interesting little probiotic. You take it in the morning on an empty stomach. Again, I'll do another video on kind of when you take what. And for different people, it may work differently, but this one they definitely want you to take in the morning on an empty stomach. It's like a little happy pill. Not really sure all the stuff yet. I'm still reading the science behind it. But it's been great. I mean, I really, really love this product. And it's... the whole premise behind this is this kind of lays the seed, if you will, the good stuff in your gut to lay the way for the probiotic to come and nourish the gut. So they all have a purpose and a reason to work. But I just wanted to kind of create this first video, talk about my overall first experience, why I'm here with Plexus, why I'm an ambassador. Now that I've joined, I love the products, and my son actually started his freshman year today in high school, and so all of a sudden I've realized I have 4 years until he goes to college. Yes, we have a college fund set up for him, but hey, if I'm loving these products and I want other people to be healthy and they may love the products too, maybe I should sell it some and see if I can make a little extra college fund money. So thank you for joining me for my first video. I will be making more, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.